The only people who don't want to disclose the truth are people with something to hide.
There are new developments in a voting fraud scandal in Troy, New York. 3 Democratic operatives, including a city councilman, pleading guilty to felony charges yesterday. We've been on top of this story since it broke 2 years ago, and Fox's Eric Shawn is live with the latest. Hi, Eric.
Hi, Allison. Well, now there are a total of 4 Democratic public officials and political operatives who have pled guilty to voter fraud-related charges. It's all in an alleged scheme to try and steal a New York election. The latest guilty pleas to felony charges expose the ease in which political insiders can apparently try and throw an election their way by faking signatures of unsuspecting voters. Fox News first broke the story nationally about the allegations that absentee ballots were forged in the 2009 primary in Troy of the Working Families Party. You know, that party is associated with the defunct community group Acorn. Voters in Troy told us they never signed absentee ballot applications and ballots that were cast in their name. So you didn't write that?
I did not.
You didn't cast a ballot?
I did not.
Did you vote?
No.
Did you fill out an absentee ballot application?
No, I didn't fill out any of those.
So your vote was a fraud?
It was.
Oh, the fraud allegations and investigation focused on some of the Democratic members of the Troy City Council and political operatives in Troy. That city is just north of New York. A special prosecutor even took DNA samples from some elected officials to compare the DNA with what was found on the absentee ballots. Well, the one public official who pled not guilty yesterday was Troy City Council President Clem Campana. Mr. Campana told us last year that he didn't do anything wrong.
No one tried to steal any election.
Even though the voters told us that they didn't hand these absentee ballots in. They didn't vote. They said this stuff was phony, it was fake. They were not real votes.
I did nothing wrong. I don't know if anyone did, and if they did, they should be held accountable for it.
And another one of the accused, Democratic City Councilman Michael Oporto, goes on trial next month, along with the Democratic County Elections Commissioner. Oporto also told us he didn't do it. Did you do anything wrong?
No.
Did you try to steal an election?
No.
Did you forge any ballots?
No.
Well, one of the Democratic operatives who did plead guilty yesterday, Anthony DeFiglio, told New York State Police investigators about how he said absentee ballot fraud works, telling them, quote, "This is an ongoing scheme, and it occurs on both sides of the aisle. The people who are targeted live in low-income housing, and there is a sense that they are a lot less likely to ask any questions. What appears as a huge conspiracy to non-political persons is really a normal political tactic." Well, you know, the case echoes a similar investigation that is now ongoing in Indiana. That's where prosecutors in St. Joseph County are investigating allegations that signatures that put President Barack Obama and then candidate Hillary Clinton on the Democratic primary ballot in 2008 in Indiana were also forged. And like the New York voters, some voters in Indiana told us they never signed the petitions either. You know, if you suspect voter fraud or election fraud where you live, we want to know about it. Our address is voterfraud@foxnews.com. Allison?
It apparently happens more than you think. Eric Shawn?
They are not near Baghdad. Don't believe them. They are nowhere. This is silly.
The only people who don't want to disclose the truth are people with something to hide.